the idea of a citizens' assembly to me is really, really exciting, because to me the whole local body, local council structure is messed up. It's not working. It doesn't work.
To be honest, I think, I don't know. I don't feel like I don't know heaps about politics and how it works, but I find the kind of system of, board of this, beneath this, beneath this, beneath this, like this hierarchy of things very complicated.
I think what's happened with regional councils, not just in Wellington but around the country, is they've become, in a sense, off-ramps for a lot of politicians sort of at the tail end of their careers. Former MPs, former mayors, former city councillors tend to sort of gravitate to the regional council as they enter sort of the retirement phase of their political careers. And I think that hasn't helped because I think the other thing that's happened over time is that councils have become more and more like boards of directors and less connected, and I don't think this is true only of regional councils. I think city and district councils to some extent have this problem too, where councillors have become effectively representatives of the institution to the community, not representatives of the community to the institution. They've become essentially directors rather than democratic representatives.
Well, I think a community is in a sense, is a space that everyone has a sense of feeling of belonging to, or can have a sense of belonging to. I went on the Kapiti Coast. I went to a candidates meeting this week, and they're all talking about engagement and participation. But you can just see the frustration. And I've worked with a few councils, and I think there's lots of good people, but they're really frustrated. I think the system's broken in terms of really genuine participation and engagement.
That seems crazy to me, because the population's small enough that your vote actually matters more here.
Oh yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah.
Especially on local elections, if most people don't vote and you do vote, your vote holds so much more weight than it would.
Well, I think that's why I'm interested in the citizens' assembly idea, because it's not that necessarily that an assembly like that would necessarily create decisions that are legally binding, but it creates a culture of participation that is an expectation that there'll be some delivery.
It's just difficult to empathise with the decisions that are being made, and it's difficult to communicate, that divide between political opinion, where it's just becoming so difficult to communicate in a constructive way.
I don't know if I like the word engagement. It suggests you're supposed to listen to somebody who else is supposed to have the ideas for you.
Yeah.
Participation is different from engagement. Maybe.
I like that.
Yeah.
How do you learn about, when you move to a new place, how do you learn about the politics there?
I usually end up going on a Wikipedia deep dive.
Great, yeah. Thank God for Wikipedia.
Right? Oh my goodness.
I love it so much.
Yeah, I used the booklet, and then I did my research online.
Oh yeah.
And then I had some chats with some people around in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it.
What are the things that you're looking for in their policies, do you reckon?
What do you mean by that?
Well, how do you make your decision about who to vote for, I guess is what I'm
Who?
Yeah, I think it's a big kind of thing I've got with the system, is just how complicated it is to understand, and how it's crazy that we're struggling with it. And I don't know how you'd do it otherwise, but I just think a booklet with bios is maybe not, best, which is why things like this and meet the candidates and stuff is great.
You've already voted in local body.
Yeah.
That is so good. And how did you find the process?
Well, for me it's very easy.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's postal.
Yes.
Did you find that a problem, or are you okay with?
No, I didn't have any problems with that.
That's so good.
And actually, I really like it because you get the chance to make your own study about the people. You can vote at home, and it's very fast.
like accessibility is a big thing too. Like I've got some friends with disabilities, and it's, you know, it feels like it's not the easiest way.
Because I was thinking that
Read
as
a
well.
booklet.
Like I was thinking if you're not someone, like reading is tricky. Like, you know, like and that reading that you're talking about doing, which I think is the sort of reading that we're all doing, which is reading between the lines, working out, you know, who's saying what, that sort of stuff. That's very complex reading as well. That's not even your normal, you know what I mean? Not even your normal kind of conversation.
I don't think that the public is especially discerning. Like, plenty of people read things and have no idea that they're reading an opinion piece and they're not reading something that's meant to be unbiased.
Yeah.
Like they think that they're getting an unbiased opinion or an unbiased like report, but they're getting an opinion piece. Like you have to actually like be taught how to read for that, right? Like
Yeah.
And if you aren't taught how to read for that, everything kind of has an equal footing, and this is the internet age.
I just think the magic happens when people get together and create things together. And on a community level, that's just you know, it's about well-being in terms of the environment you live in, which is really, really rich.